nomination for Stephen Friday. Anybody else want to make a nomination? If not, then we'll close it. All in favor of Stephen Friday being vice president, say aye. Any opposed? And we'll need a secretary on this board. So I'm opening it up for nominations for secretary.
Which one would you do secretary? I make a motion after the nominate with this.
Okay. Any other nominations? Hard enough. All in favor of Bill Davis being the secretary of this corporation, say aye. Any opposed? Okay. For the record, we've done that. The next thing we need to do is consider and approve a purchase and sale agreement with Limestone County. And what this actually is where we're actually selling the proceeds of the detention center to Limestone County so that we can legally enter into a new bond where it won't be the Public Facilities Commission bond, it'll be Limestone County. So that being the case, we need to take a motion to go ahead and consider the purchase and sale agreement with Limestone County from the board we just set.
So moved.
Okay. Motion. Second. In a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And we will now stand adjourned on this meeting of the Montreal County Public Facilities Corporation. You have something to sign. We've got about 7 or 8 minutes before we get started on our regular meeting, so if y'all need to take a break or anything real quick. Bobby needs to sign that.
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to sign yourself?
Yes,
Correct.
it's the same document, just three originals. Two for both. One for us.
Copy of that.
Yes, sir. There's been another.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. That's it. We got some bread.
I just was wondering if where that comes from, Clinton County. I saw all that yesterday, all that raffle there, just this side of the, rescue area. Yeah.
Outside the forest.
That's what I'm talking about. But I saw most of it packed and stacked over there.
Sure makes that all understand better.
That 100,000 in that one meeting. It was just in the last meeting, so I haven't done it. As of right now,
Right, get some clear.
nothing I can still use it if it's needed, but this right here is showing
Well,
that it's, because I don't know if she has it already told. I don't go by the sheet.
Right.
So I don't know if she already has it yet.
She hasn't moved that 100,000, but we moved it.
So like, if I'm not mistaken, this is how much that I have without.
It's strictly for trail and the hall.
Oh, so like, this is how much I guess I have until October. If I was told you I should be in a situation, but
Four, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I think it's most beautiful. Maybe not her, she will be on the side.
After we hit 6:23, I get a call from and then I immediately got a call. They got a question of the 6:23. You can't.
Let's go ahead and call this meeting of the Limestone County Commission Court to order. I need to make sure that we did have a proper proof of the posting. At this time, if y'all will rise, Commissioner Forrest, please, invitation, and you'll remain standing to the pledges.
Let's pray. Our most gracious and heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to gather here today to serve the people of Limestone County. As we just passed a time that was hard for our country for 20 years ago, we thank you for your blessings. Be with all the families that lost people on that day. Guard and protect all our first responders, policemen, etc. In Jesus' name we pray.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Okay. Let the record show that all commissioners are here. At this time, do we have any citizen comments? All right. Let's go into our consent agenda. I hope you've had a chance to take a look at that. We'll open it up for any discussions or motions.
The motion that
Second. We do have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any other discussion on this? Not all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? This is our regular agenda we started. And except for record required monthly operation report from the county officials, I'll go around the horn here. Ms. Ellis, do you have anything additional?
Nothing extra.
Okay. Brian, anything?
Oh, anything? So,
Okay. And who's representing the sheriff's department? James, what do you got?
We had 6 transports for $1,164. Our total jail count today is 120. We have 18 of those in Freestone and 1 in Bell County.
Okay, so we're down a little bit. Let me ask you, what's our current situation with the deputies and the jailers?
We're 7 short in the jail, plus a cook and a nurse. And then our deputy side, we're 6 officers short. That's counting chief down.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have a report? Anybody from the constable department? Okay. We'll entertain a motion on these reports. We have a motion and a second to approve these reports. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, item number 8 is receive and approve safety report concerning accident safety concerns of the past month. I'll defer to Commissioner Friday.
I haven't heard anything from safety issues. They're doing their job. I make a motion that we approve the safety report concerning any accidents.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Let's go to item number 9, and that's going to be discussed as possible action on enacting a county burn ban. I'll ask Matt, how we're doing?
Judge, going into the weekend, we're at 569. That's just a few points off threshold. Since that time, we had a couple of light rains.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to impact anything or not, I don't know. If you don't put it on today, and you want to wait and see if there's any moisture the rest of the week, that's probably acceptable. However, if there's not any, we're going to need to put it on pretty quick.
We'll go ahead then today and pass on this item with your permission for the commissioners. If it does get up, that number gets above before our next meeting, with y'all's permission, I'll go ahead and enact the burn ban. Okay, let's go to item number 10 then. And that's to consider and approve the purchase of sale agreement with Limestone County Public Utilities Corporation. This is what we just did. And so for the record, for us now wearing our county commissioner hats, we'll need to approve that sale. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right. Let's go ahead then and move to item number 11, and that is the approval of outside council engagement of McCall, Parkhurst, and Portland. This is the agreement. I hope you had a chance to look at it. I've read it pretty close, but this is what they're doing to represent us on the new bond agreement. Does anybody have any questions or concerns with Jeff Golbus of McCall, Parkhurst, and Portland?
I move we approve the outside council of McCall, Parkhurst.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Number 12, adopt tax rate for fiscal year 2021.
Judge, I move that we adopt a tax rate of 0.7478 for the 2021 tax.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? That is an even 2-cent drop, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay. I was doing that for Alex's benefit. We do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Next item we have is discuss and take action on a 2022 Limestone County holiday schedule. These are just through the fiscal year 21-22. They're the same as last year. We haven't added or deleted any, so I need to find the pleasure on that.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2022 holiday schedule.
And motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Anybody opposed? All right, let's move to item number 14, discuss take action on a resolution declaring support of legislation designating a portion of Highway 171 in Limestone County as a Dr. Rick Bennett DMV Memorial Highway. I'll go ahead and read that resolution real quick. A resolution of the Commissioners Court of Limestone County, Texas, declaring complete support of legislation designating a portion of Highway 171 in Limestone County as a Dr. Rick Bennett DMV Memorial Highway. Whereas the Commissioners Court of Limestone County, Texas is the governing body of Limestone County, Texas, and whereas Dr. Joe F. Rick Bennett Jr., DMV, was a lifelong citizen of Limestone County, and whereas Dr. Bennett was a 1966 graduate of Coolidge High School, a 1970 graduate of Texas A&M University, and a 1972 graduate of Texas A&M College of Veterinary Medicine. Whereas Dr. Bennett practiced veterinary medicine in Coolidge, Texas, and Mahayan, Texas for over 48 years. Whereas Dr. Bennett passed away June 16, 2020, while still participating in Limestone County, or practicing in Limestone County. Now therefore be it resolved that the Limestone County Commissioners Court of Limestone County, Texas, give its full support to designating a portion of Highway 171 in Limestone County as Dr. Rick Bennett DMV Memorial Highway. Passed and approved by the Limestone County Commissioners Court on this 14th day of September 2021. We would need to have a motion to make this official.
I make a motion that we pass that.
Okay, second. We do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Let's go ahead then and go to our next item, item number 15. That's when we discuss and take action on FY 2022 Victim Coordinator and Liaison Grant Contract with the Office of the Attorney General in Limestone County. This is a grant that we get in every year for our victim coordinators out of the DA's office. I just want to make sure that we do this, and have y'all's blessing to get this grant. Have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Also, we have a discuss and or take action on a statewide automated victim notification service grant contract between the Office of the Attorney General of Limestone County. Once again, this is through the victims coordination down there at the DA's office. It's a Savins grant that we do pretty much every year since I've been here. So we'd like to get that money in. What's your motion on that?
So moved.
You have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we also have discussed to take action on a 2022 Victim Information and Notification Everyday Service Agreement renewal between Precinct and Limestone County. This is the buying grant that we get in, and once again, it's for the victim information and notification. And so it's money that we receive from the state.
I'll motion that we pass the line.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on that item? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next item is discussing or approve designating the Limestone County Courthouse Room G1 as the main early voting polling place by personal appearance for the November 2nd, 2021 constitutional amendment election. As y'all know, that's the office downstairs of the election, just right next to where Jennifer is. And we just need to make this official.
Make a motion that we make room G1 the main early voting.
Okay, thanks. We do have a motion and a second now. Any other discussion on that item? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the next item is discuss and approve designating the Mahayan Civic Center as a temporary branch early voting place for personal appearance for the November 2nd, 2021 constitutional amendment election. Same story, we're just having one here at the courthouse and one at the Civic Center in Mahayan.
I so moved.
Do you have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. The discuss and approve dates, times to conduct early voting by personal appearance at the main and temporary branch early voting polling places for the November 2nd, 2021 constitutional election. In your package, you did have the dates. I hope you all had a chance to look at them. They are Monday through Friday for both places, October 18th through 22nd, October 25th through 29th for both places, and 8 to 5 every day for both places.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Second.
we do have a motion and a second to approve these times and places. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, let's discuss in approving serving all registered voters in Limestone County at the main and temporary branch or voting places for the November 2nd, 2021 constitutional amendment election.
So moved.
Second. Motion and second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not here with us. Item 22, discuss and approve method of early voting by mail, early voting by personal appearance, and election day of November 2nd, 2021 constitutional amendment election. In your packet, I hope you had the Texas election law, section 1.3.001. And predominantly, it's primarily talking that we're going to allow every registered voter in Limestone County a chance to vote. It's pretty simple, but we just need to make that official if that's what we want to do.
Come on.
All right, second. Move motion in a second, any other discussion, all in favor say aye. Okay. Let's now move to item number 23, still talking about the general election for the constitutional election that's discussed in our for record, only general election services contract between Limestone County and Mount Calm Independent School District for the November 2nd, 2021 constitutional amendment election and authorizing county judge to sign. As y'all know, we sometimes take our voting equipment and lease it out to other places, in this case, it's going to be Mount Calm. And so we'll be doing a contract with them to take our voting machines. And we have plenty to go around, so it's not like we're cutting Limestone County short. But if y'all are okay with that, you'll authorize us to do a contract with Mount Calm and have you sign.
I would rather do a contract with Mount Calm.
Okay. We do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any? Item number 24 is discuss litigation on bids for a fairground tractor and marina drag. This turned out to be a little different than what I thought it was going to be. We only got one bid in. And that was from a Chris Rand. He bid $3,500. I've heard talk that this might be a tad low for what a tractor like that might bring. So I think the thought is that we may either rebid it one more time and put a minimum on it, or we can, and then if we don't get any bids at that point in time, possibly allow someone to auction it off, possibly where they can. I need to ask y'all's thoughts on that.
I think that we need to do that, put a minimum bid of about $5,000.
We'll put a minimum on the drag too.
Well, let's talk about that just a minute. When we originally, my thought was, and Mr. Ellis, I'm going to be following you on this. My thought was that we were going to put the new older drag. We bought what, maybe 2 years ago? The smaller drag, the one that you're not comfortable with it. That you really want a bigger drag. And so I thought that was something we were going to put it out.
Well, can I say something? The smaller drag, it's not that I'm not comfortable with it. The bigger drag that we're trying to get will allow us to get ready quicker. In other words, if we need to go in and work the arena during an event, we can do it in half the time we do it this small. And time is everything to these people whenever they have an event. They want to get rolling and get it over with. So that was my thought on that. But if we need to get rid of it, we'll do it, whatever you say. It's up to you.
Well, but my understanding is that we could get almost enough for the tractor and the drag.
That's where I
to pay for it.
misfigured.
And so that's what we were going right now. We're not close to that. So
No,
What is the new drag?
the new drag around $7,000.
plus we have to, and I didn't realize this, we're gonna have to have 3 bids, I guess, on this drag. Is that correct, Tasha?
One that you're gonna purchase, you're gonna have 3 quotes, yes.
3 quotes. Yeah.
Because it's over $5,000.
Unless you get it off the line.
Yeah.
See, I forgot about that.
Let's look at that then. I think today, if I understand y'all correctly, you'd like to reject the bid that we got in, put it back out to bid once more with at least a $5,000 minimum, and we'll see what we're going on that. Does that sound like what the board would?
Is that with the same drive?
That's going to be with the.
You had 2 drags, right?
Yeah, but this drag is not, we can sell it if you want to, or we can it wasn't with the tractor, it was a separate.
Right, I get that, but what I'm saying is I don't want to have a $5,000 drag sitting out there in reserve.
Well, it's not a $5,000 drag.
That's what it was when we bought it, wasn't it?
No,
How much was it?
no, it's about $2,000.
The one we just bought.
No, not the one we just bought.
We bought 2 years ago.
This is a drag that we've had for a long time.
No.
No, the one goes.
The one-
Talk about those
I'm
tracks.
talking about the better drag you got out there right now. You got one you've had there forever, but you got one that you wanted to hold as a backup.
Right, the one that we put up for bids is just a circle drag. It wasn't.
Was it the old one or the one we bought two
There
years
was
ago?
one of the ones we bought in the beginning.
So in my mind, and y'all help me out on this, because again, I always brag about being the top 85% of my class. So I may not be the smartest guy. But at one point in time, we were gonna sell the tractor and the drag we bought 2 years ago, thinking we'd get enough money to pay for the $7,000 drag. Is that not what we talked about?
We talked about that, yes, sir.
That's what I thought we were doing.
Well, we can put another drag up for bids if we need to.
Okay.
It's up to you.
If we get a new $7,000 drag, are you ever gonna use the others?
Well, I have in the past when one broke down during an event. That puts me in a bad spot.
So you currently have two drags, correct?
Well, actually, there's three, there's more. There's one that the Grays bought for us several years ago, and I kinda hated to, sell it since they donated the money for it.
I don't think that would even be one we consider. Okay.
How much does Jerry Lee charge on this commission, percentage wise?
I think it's around 10%. That's what it used to be. We haven't had anything with him in a while.
And
Last time it was
So
10%.
one thing that we gotta take into consideration, we only have one bid and we're raising the price. Are we gonna get a bid back?
Yeah, I'm not so sure we don't need to go ahead and put it in Kennedy right now.
well,
That's up to y'all.
Well, I've had people ask me about it even after the bids closed, so, it took it a while for the word to get around, especially just put it in.
one thing about it, we're not in buying anything. I wouldn't mind putting it back out for bid.
How much does our ads cost us?
$160.
About $160.
And this is
It's not
newspaper.
cheaper than the country.
The problem is the newspaper is not read by.
That's right.
I mean,
Right.
let's be
I
honest.
think Mr. Ellis also put it on Facebook.
We put it on Facebook one time and could have done it, should have done it more, should have done it two
And
or
then we
three
put
times.
it on the county website also.
I like the word go around, I like the bid on the tractor. And word gets around, more people know about it.
I know in calling or finding out, doing a little homework on it, people that sell them seem to think it would be between $5,000 and $8,000. That's what they think this tractor would be worth, so.
That's what, we were talking about yesterday.
But that's when they're selling them. It's not, personal. I'm just saying, I mean, we sold one that was very similar, that we didn't even come close to the 3,500.
Well, do we have the option if we put it out again with a minimum of 5,000, if someone came in like 4,800 or something like that, would we have the option then to take that or?
I don't
Not
know.
if
No,
you
we're
put
not
not
gonna
if
take
you put
bids
the
unless
minimum
it's
at
5,000.
5.
Somebody will use the buy and know the same thing.
If you're putting the minimum at 5 and they're gonna want it for less, they're just not even gonna bid for it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that with the dealership that told me they felt comfortable between 5 and 8, well, that's a pretty good, that's a lot more than the bid. We appreciate the gentleman making the bid. At some point in time, we gotta make sure that we get what something's worth. Because this is not ours, this is the taxpayers out there's tractor. And so my recommendation would be, we put it out for bid one more time, it costs us $160 to do it, put a $5,000 minimum on it. If we don't get anything then we turn it over to Jerry Lee, and let him auction.
I'm not so sure that the one that put in the bid would not give that for it.
Well,
So, who knows?
yeah, it's nothing personal against him. We don't want to say anything about him, but he's just doing he just made a bid. We just feel like that bid might be a little lower than what the tractor is actually worth. So, if he had bid $5, would we have sold it for $5? I don't think so. You see where I'm going on this? We need to get the value of it, or as close as we can. My recommendation, once again, would be to put it back out for bid one more time.
I move we reject bids that we received and put it back out for bids for $5,000 minimum on the tractor. And you want to put a minimum on.
No, not on the old drag,
And I'll let him have it.
Okay.
The same drag,
the same drag.
The $500.
so
So we're gonna have to re-drag it up and we'll also do that.
he bid on that. Do you wanna rebid it or do you wanna accept what he bid on it?
Let's rebid it all as a package. Okay, do we have a motion for that? We did, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, any motion and a second, any other discussion on this item? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Okay, we have, did you get that? Yes, everybody vote nay on that. Okay. Let's go ahead then and go to item number 25 for record only, the salary set by the district judges for 87 court reporter. Y'all saw the salary, what the judge is recommending on the 87th court reporter. Y'all have any discussion on that right there at all?
And her portion of Limestone County was also like the rest of it, it was only 3% increase. What you see on the court order is her total from all the multiple counties that she
Right,
gets.
this is not, we don't pay every bit of this. Y'all have any impact?
We just do the Limestone County portion.
Any with that 3%? Yes.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Second. We have a motion and a second to approve that, and that's for record only. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, let's go down to number 26. We got several budget amendments here at the end of the year. First one's going to be budget transfer number 540. That's from the jail. It has to do with covering the cost of additional training. Looks like they're needing $832 to go to some schools. They're pulling it out of different line items, so it's basically, once again, it doesn't affect the budget from last year, other than the line items should be changed.
I move we approve the budget transfer number 540.
We do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on this item? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, let's go to the next item, and that's going to be item number 27. That's going to be to discuss and take action on finding some money for some visual presenters to report, large format printers, commercial shredder, printer. Is this this is addition, okay. This is not the laptops, is it?
No.
Okay. This is just the county attorney needing some additional monies for the visual presentation that they're doing, and we find ourselves doing more and more of those nowadays. So he's asking that we transfer $2,810 around from one fund to the other.
I move that we transfer the money
Okay.
from one fund to the other.
All right. Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, let's go to, well, I see Jennifer showed up when it comes time for the money talk. But she didn't show up for the other.
I'm sorry.
All right, that's not. All right, we have discuss and take action on budget transfer 542 elections. Looks like we need some money to cover the purchase of poll book programming for general elections and to cover overage and labor line. So she's wanting to transfer the $599 over into these different line items. Once again, this is just transferring money from line item to line item. We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any other discussion on this? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, let's look at the a budget transfer for Precinct 3, JP3. They are short on some supplies, office supplies, and they're asking that we transfer $500 out of their out-of-county travel over to the office supply line item.
Make a motion that we transfer the $500.
Okay. We do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, let's go to item number 30. That's going to be discuss take action on salary change adjustment, road bridge change in positions. This is on a gentleman by the name of Joe Herring. Joe Herring is being moved up from one of the positions, I believe it's in the maintenance department, is that correct? And he's filling a job that was left, and so it's no new money to the county. Have you filled the one below it that he's vacating? Have you filled that? Okay. Anyway, this is, say again?
No application.
No application yet. Okay. Anyway, this is just a change of position. What's y'all's pleasure on that?
So moved.
We got a motion and a second, any other discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, next item is, item number 31, discuss and take action on approving disbursements of the Corona relief funds to purchase body cameras for the sheriff's office. This is, as y'all remember, I think it might have been before y'all, no, I think y'all were here. We spent some money on the Corona relief fund, and we had some left over. One of the things that Murray was needing, he talked to me about was some new body cameras. And it was important to him that we get some that would last a little longer as far as the charging. He wanted to make sure we could recharge these batteries. They're a little more expensive, but he could get everyone in his office some for $6,000. And so that's the request he's making, is that we use that money to buy these body cameras.
I make a motion that we approve it.
Okay. And a second. Is there any other discussion on this? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? We did have some money left over, so trying to find out where we were going to be able to use those funds. Those are not current county ad valorem type funds. This is money that was sent to us earlier. And so I went ahead and put on there that discuss take action on approving disbursements of the Corona relief fund to purchase P25 radios for the constables up to $4,000. In talking with Matt, I think there's a company out of Houston, Conroe area down there that can get these in. And so I wanted to see if y'all want to go ahead and use this money to go ahead and get the constables a good P25 handheld radio.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Next item is number 33, the adjournment. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Do we have things that people need to sign? Just what they do? Okay.